I don't give a fuck about what's going on with Pacquiao. Um, actually, what I've been working on, communicating with Al Haymon. Me and Al Haymon been communicating and talking and coming up with the best solution and the best solution for all the fighters that's under our umbrella. So Pacquiao is now under our umbrella,
Uh-huh.
under the Mayweather and Haymon umbrella. So
When you say that, you mean he's like part of your team, or you're just saying?
well, we're all one. I like to say we're one. Me and Al Haymon is one.
Yeah.
He's been like a father to me, as far as in the business world. I got two fathers. One of my fathers taught me to fight game.
Mayweather told this to TMZ a couple of days ago, and right now, 12:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was about an hour ago. What was it? No, actually, about 2 hours or so ago, an official statement was released from MP Promotions, Manny Pacquiao Promotions, and PBC that he has officially signed with Al Haymon and that he's going to be fighting in January, and that's the official stuff. The rumors are, the talks are, he's going to be fighting Adrian Broner, PBC on Fox. Could it be free PBC on Fox? That would be a major crazy ass move. Now, the new PBC on Fox deal, you may have seen PBC boxing on Fox before, but this deal is different, especially since the UFC is leaving Fox and going over to ESPN. So they're going to be putting that same quality into boxing plus a little bit more. 2019 overall is going to be really competitive in boxing with Showtime having their new improved deal with PBC having their new improved deal with Fox, The Zone, obviously Canelo signing with The Zone, Top Rank on ESPN getting their already new deal renegotiated and extended. Frank Warren, BT Sports. Can't say boxing is dying, but this right here, Mayweather has always been an egomaniac. And he's got a lot of shit to worry about in his own promotional banners, such as Gervonta Tank Davis or what's going on with Badu Jack, Mickey. Where are the fighters, and how come fighters aren't signing with Mayweather Promotions? Why wasn't he at the World Boxing Super Series with Andrew Tabiti a couple weeks ago in Russia? Very big tournament. Listen to a little bit more of this before we move on and talk about Pacquiao versus Broner and what all this means and the politics, yada, yada, yada. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.
Business on the outside. The other one taught me about the business inside the ring, which is my father, Floyd Mayweather, and the other father, which is my other father, which is Al Haymon, taught me business on the outside. And I think that the best fight for Pacquiao, what I told Al Haymon was, I think probably the Adrian Broner fight.
Uh-huh.
The Adrian Broner fight. And then we got Errol Spence. And they talking about Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, but we're not going to make that happen right now. Not right now. We must take that fight and let that fight build, and then down the line, let that fight happen.
Now, this guy, Mayweather, he's trying to get Khabib, Nurmagomedov, from the UFC. Unfortunately, fans will buy it. How many fans? It's not going to do the same numbers as Mayweather versus McGregor, obviously. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think that the fight's going to happen, period. But Mayweather, at this point in time in his life, not career, in his life, he's check chasing. Just bought a new house. He's saying all this money being thrown around. And I do admit it was Canelo the other day that threw a shot at him in regards to, now being the face of boxing. But you can't tell me that Mayweather, in the back of his mind, he'll be 42 in February. In the back of his mind, he's not thinking, I can come back and beat all these motherfuckers and get these easy, and get these paydays. But also in the back of his mind, he knows that he's not this. He said that he's not the same fighter that he used to be. If he was to dare come back, for example, if he was to come back, let's just say hypothetically, honestly, I don't see it happening. But let's say if he came back to fight Canelo, of course he's going to play the whole A-side thing, which he is, because he did beat Canelo, and no matter what, Mayweather is still the biggest draw in boxing. He would likely say, okay, Canelo, let's fight at 154. But to sell the fight more, I think he would do 155. So those 160-pound and 168-pound titles could be on the line. That's if Canelo beats Rocky Fielding. Now, think about that storyline right there. Mayweather comes back to fight Canelo. If Canelo, no disrespect to Rocky Fielding, if Canelo beats Rocky Fielding, Canelo will be a 2-weight division champion. Mayweather can come back, fight Canelo at 155. Canelo would have to accept. And then Mayweather, if he was to win, could not only, that's Mayweather Canelo 3 is about 3 million pay-per-view buys. Now, you may say, well, if Mayweather-McGregor did 4.4, that was different because you brought the UFC fans and bought two sports together. Also, that international appeal from 3 million pay-per-view buys in this landscape is crazy as shit. At tops, I would say 3.5, but then Canelo, he's on the streaming app that doesn't have pay-per-view. It's $9.99 a month. That's a whole different video in how we're going to talk about how Canelo and the Zone has literally drove more than the nail, because it takes, multiple nails to close up a goddamn coffin or some shit, right? That's how our analogy goes. But it's a big deal if they're going to be bringing us fights for $9.99 a month. And I expect for them to get a price hike within the next 2 years or so, $14.99 or some shit, maybe 20. We'll see, though. I doubt they'll double it. But nonetheless, there's some logistical and political shit that, that's involved with that. But let's just say, right, for example, if he was to fight Pacquiao, because of that international appeal and the global appeal, if he was to fight Pacquiao, and there are genuinely people that really, really feel Pacquiao won the first fight. I don't. But they feel he would win the second fight. It can do 2 million. It can do 2 million pay-per-view buys. The first one did what, 4.6 or some shit? No, wait, Mayweather-McGregor did something like 4.2, and Pacquiao 4.4, whatever. Over 4 million, crazy-ass pay-per-view buys. But the rematch, even if the rematch does, I think the rematch can do 2 million, 2.2, depending, especially with the buildup of if Manny Pacquiao beats Adrian Broner, or imagine if Adrian Broner beats Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather versus Broner, that's 1.5 million buys right there. Now, getting 1 million buys on pay-per-view is extremely difficult. A lot of things and a lot of stars have to fall into place. For example, you have the argument of Joshua versus Wilder and their pay-per-view buys. For example, pay-per-views over here are now costing us at least $74.99, $84.99 for the major fights like Canelo versus Golovkin, and for Mayweather $100. Two of his last 3 fights. The Birdo fight was like $79.99 or $74. So looking at it, UK pay-per-views in American dollars are no more than $30. It's a big-ass difference between selling 1 million pay-per-view buys over here. And Eddie Hearn just talked about this recently. I'm doing another video on that. Then selling 1 million pay-per-view buys over there. If you break that market over here, like for example, 300,000 pay-per-view buys over here is equivalent to about 1 million over there, crude math. Right? Some shit like that. So, we'll see, though. I think it's safe to say that, we can say that Mayweather Pacquiao versus Broner is on the way. It'll be crazy if they give it to us regular PBC on Fox. Hopefully that's what the case is going to be. Or, they're going to be testing the waters, or testing the temperatures in regards to how marketable is Adrian Broner if you match him up against Manny Pacquiao. And I said in the previous video that for a fight like this, if Adrian Broner ain't ready, he ain't going to never be ready. We've already seen him say, for the big fight, I'm going to really, really turn up. And for the payday, I'm going to turn up and be listen, for this fight against a Pacquiao who's going to be 40 years old by the time he steps into the ring. Don't get me wrong. I've said it many, many times before that in this day and age, 40 years old is not old in any sport. Look at motherfucking Vince Carter out there still dunking that shit up. With modern medicine and technology, and, it's different in this day and age. Pacquiao is still a legitimate threat to every major 147 pounder. However, Errol Spence is too big. And I'm not saying that he can't get fucked up, but he also has that power and that skill and the mystique to knock a lot of these motherfuckers out. You can't disrespect the Pacman. And you can't tell me Al Haymon is not really, really happy to say, like, oh my God, fucking God, we got fucking Pacquiao. No matter how old Pacquiao is, still, put your promoter's hat on and, think like Showtime and, Fox is involved. Look, we got motherfucking Pacquiao, That's just like similar to UFC. I heard an interview years back of how Dana White was so infatuated with Fader. But there's still so much to talk about. I guess right now we got to wait for an official announcement for Pacquiao versus Broner. I expect for them to do a press tour. We're also looking for help. Shit is whole lot different now than it used to be. 100% healthy here on TstreeT Controversy and FightVille360.com. So if you're interested, so far we're doing things very efficiently and slowly. Because before I was trying to do too much and it didn't work out. But if you're interested in helping out in any way, shape, or form, please contact us. The link is right down below in the description box at at info@FightView360.com. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.